Hey guys, welcome to the final race weekend for 2022. This is round 7 NEMRR, and this is it, last race weekend of the season. We won't be back again until April, the end of April next year. I've been doing really well. I've been really happy. Got some more bling from the last race weekend. And the scoring was weird that weekend. I don't know what was going on, but anyway. Now we're just going to try and keep going and keep working on those lap times. I'm at the bump. 1 minute 27 seconds is the bump to go to amateur, which I'm there. I just need to put in some consistent times. And next season we hopefully will be in the novice class, and then we'll work on bumping up to expert after that. But I'm slowly but surely getting used to the new gearing selections for some of the places on the track. Carrying fourth gear through turn 1, 1A, 2, dropping to third gear in 3, upshifting to fourth up over the hill, 5 into 6, carrying it through 6, up over 7, 8, 9, and 10, just holding it on. Dropping to third through 11, 11A, and 12 back out onto the straight, and there's a lap. So the new gearing is working really well. It's dropped my lap times, and we'll just see what we can do today. Today's Formula 3 class novice, race number 7, and just keep my fingers crossed, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I want to give you a little bit from my abode in the trailer. I had to have my heater going in here, and because it's been chilly at night. But we're here for the whole weekend, and hopefully I'll get you some good race video, and maybe I'll do another little narrative tomorrow after racing today. So anyway, hey, if you like the content on the channel, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications. It just helps me. So here's the race. And we are off and running. Finally got a grip on my starts, and I did really well. I got the whole shot, and I led the class for the first couple of laps. The gearing selection that was recommended is working great. Thank you again, Fletcher. I'm definitely starting to carve away at those lap times. I was pretty consistent with 1 minute 24s in the Formula 3 race on Saturday. It was pretty cold that morning. It was down in the 40s. The track really never warmed up really well. So, you know, you got to take that into consideration about having a cold track. The Pirelli tires are awesome. I had plenty of grip, and I didn't really push the issue. But the gearing selection is definitely working. There's still some spots I really need to hold the throttle on. I need to be way up in the RPMs here. I need to be close to the rev limiter and holding that throttle on before I come through this section. And again down the front straightaway, I'm letting off a little bit early. I could hold it just a hair longer. I'm getting right up to the rev limiter, and I could hold it and then brake just a little bit later and get a better run into 1. So there's some spots that I could still make up some time. And next season, I'm sure I'm going to get bumped into amateur ranks, and next season I'm going to need to shave off another 3 or 4 seconds to really be competitive. I need to be down in the 121s or 20s to be really competitive. Getting a good drive up the hill, and I'm doing really well coming down into the bowl. I'm still early on the apex. I really need to carry that out a little bit and turn in just a little bit later. And right here, I really need to be holding the throttle on. And again, this is self-diagnosis. I know what I should be doing out there. It's just putting it into practice is what I need to do once I get out there. And as you can see, I've got somebody knocking on my back door after leading the race here. Let's talk a little bit about performance indexing. So, I read the rule book. That's what you're supposed to do when you're a novice. You're supposed to become very familiar with that rule book. However, this is a Ducati 749 knocking on my back door. The bike stock has 108 horsepower and has desmonic valves, which the rule book says no desmonic valves. I wasn't going to be that guy and protest it. It was fun, and I managed to hang with him for a little bit, but it's kind of hard to make up that almost 30 horsepower difference. Basically, I just need to get faster and stop whining. And I think his lap times were 122s, low 122s. So I got to step my game up a little bit. However, in the amateur ranks, you'll see these bikes in the middleweight classes, not in the lightweight classes. So I did lead the first couple of laps. I settled in my position, and I just worked on my lines, that and my gearing. I get a really good drive out of 2. I need to hold the throttle on. I'm almost getting up to the rev limiter. I need to hold it just a little bit longer and brake just a little bit later and carry a little more speed through 3. Now, Saturday morning I had some problems getting the bike to start. It didn't want to start. The battery seemed to be a bit low. Being a fuel injected bike, you need to have a certain amount of voltage for the fuel injection to work properly. And I put a new featherweight battery in it, a lithium battery, and it started up pretty easy after that, and it ran fine. And I went out for the morning practice. I got a fuel injection light, so I'm not sure what was going on. And then it went out and the bike ran great. We're at the halfway mark. And we'll be coming up on lap traffic here shortly. Again, this is the novice class. This is where everybody starts. This is where you get your feel for the track and get your feel for racing if you've never raced before. So I try and be as courteous as possible. I don't want to be stuffing people in corners. I don't take any risky chances passing on the outside. It's just not worth it. Not in the novice classes. There's no championship at stake. There's no, you get points, but they really don't mean anything toward a championship anyway. And I mean, I don't want to spook somebody or take somebody out, or I don't want to have somebody take me out. So I believe we'll be coming up on some lap traffic here shortly. I'm really doing pretty good in 12, that little flip back chicane. I'm doing pretty well there. I'm getting a good drive out. Turn 2, I need to get a little bit closer over to the wall and then make a straight shot in. And you really need to guard yourself here. As you can see, you passed me in turn 3 on the brakes. If you know somebody's behind you and you're really pushing, it's not bad to kind of guard yourself a little bit going through 3. And the one thing I'm noticing now that my lap times are getting faster, my suspension starting to show some problems. It definitely needs to be serviced. The rear shock needs to be serviced, front fork oil, and possibly some heavier springs in the front, because I'm almost bottoming out my suspension. Yeah, the Ducati gapped me pretty good by now. You'll see him going into 3 as I'm just coming down this short straight. And yeah, that extra 30 horsepower definitely helps. And now we're coming up on the lap traffic. Again, being courteous, you really don't want to stuff people. His rear suspension, that's a Harley Sportster, but those rear shocks are pretty clapped out. And we're on the last lap. Coming up on more lap traffic. Yep, really need to get on it through here. I should be holding it on up over the hill. Maybe it's just because it's like a little blind hill that tends to keep me from keeping it open. I don't know. And here we go for the checker flag. Checker flag, cool down lap. Make sure you wave to all the corner workers because they're out there keeping us safe. And we're down to one more race on Sunday for round 7 of our final race weekend of the 2022 series. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I'll be bringing you Sunday's race sometime in the next day or two.